So, I actually got to be really honest with you. I have zero building experience whatsoever. I am the furthest thing when it comes to being a builder. But over the next 8 months, this is what I'm going to have to build. It is my wife and I's dream home here in Mangawhai. Mangawhai is this really cool surfer, golfer, holiday destination type town. And it's about an hour and a half north of Auckland on the east coast here in New Zealand, in the North Island. And I had this crazy opportunity pass my way. Now, this channel is all about physical and spiritual development, and this whole new series is going to be targeted directly to the physical development, because this is not only behind the scenes of me and my life, but it is the greatest development and potential opportunity that I've ever had in my life. And that is, my wife and I are building a home, but not just building it, we're actually building it ourselves. My father, who is an architect, he has been an architect his whole life, and he wanted to kind of dip his toes into something a little different. And that something different was modular house design and construction. Now, modular homes have been around for a very long time. Essentially, a lot of it's just off-site building taken then to site in some sort of prefabricated way. But what he wanted to do was he wanted to build a home, design a home that was easily constructed and easily customizable. And that is exactly what we're doing here. This property is, for my property, is we are building the first stage of it's just essentially a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom. And it's a small home. It's only going to be about 110 square meters to start off with. But the idea is that we have designed it with the full extension in mind, with phase 1 and phase 2 in mind, which will make it about a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 190 square meter home, not including, garage area, things like that. And we have had this idea. Terry had this idea over lockdown, and he says, instead of buying a home in Mangawhai, why don't we actually build it? And to have an opportunity like that was one that I was never going to pass up. No matter how terrifying it is to actually build a home with zero experience, it is the greatest opportunity when it comes to actually self-development. Taking yourself so far out of your comfort zone, and that is what I'm all about. Now, I need to talk to you about how this whole building actually works, because as we're arriving to site right now, how this whole thing actually works is it's built in panels. And I guess the only way, I could actually do it like this. This very complicated explanation using my phone case. Essentially, they're in panels like this. They'll be 2 meters wide, and they vary in length, 2.5, maybe 3.5, depending. Oh, it's actually getting really hot in here. And we build just for the envelope, which is the outer shell. There are 72 panels that go into building that, and that is not including interior walls, stairwells and everything like that. It is just the outer shell of the house. There are 72 of these panels, and essentially they get bolted together. They get fully finished, so they'll have the framing, plywood, waterproof lining, cavity battens, interior, exterior claddings, insulation. It will be a fully finished wall, essentially. And once they're fully finished in all of their frames, we package them in bundles, and then they get dropped off here by a flatbed truck on site. And that's exactly where we are right now. And when they come to site, then they're going to get offloaded all the bundles onto site, and then a crane, we will get some sort of spider crane, and then start Lego blocking all of these kind of frames together. And the beauty about it is, from the outside, it doesn't actually look like it's a kit set home. It doesn't look like it's anything. You don't see the panel lines. It's just a normal modern home from the outside, and that's the brilliant part about it. And as you can see, we are here on the site, and there's been a lot of work here because I actually want to get, hopefully I can find one. I'll definitely have some in the photo album somewhere, but I'll get a few images of what this site actually looked like before, because it was a huge transformation. And it's not your normal flat square lot with nice walls around it. It is a peninsula, essentially an inland peninsula, which it's just a hill, and there was a big slope to it. And this was good. We wanted this because it's also a really good challenge, because if we could build a house here, we could build one anywhere. So as you can see, there was not a hell of a lot here. It was just a hill. And now I can show you, this is already what we've got. We have a fully finished site. Big retaining wall here. As you can see, this was just a huge hill, and they just cut a nice flat chunk out of the ground for the house. Another big retaining wall down here, and these are the types of views that we're going to get going inland out towards the Brynderwydd Hills, as we call them here. So as I can show you, it's going to look a bit strange because we have the foundation posts, and the first floor essentially is our second floor, because this house was essentially designed to be a 2-story, and then over the developments of the design, we actually added in the whole bottom floor, adding another whole bit of space, and essentially making a lot more square feet of house, which we really needed. And this is why you can see that the concrete slab is quite small. Let me actually get a better view here. Get a better view. So we have quite a small footprint for the concrete floor. And that is because the extension actually comes all the way up to these foundation posts, and that's actually how big the house will be. So we're just designing it for the amount that we can essentially afford, and to stage it, because we want this to be a development. We don't, like so many of us, we can't just afford to just get into a $2 million fully finished 4-bedroom home. It just doesn't work that way. So this way, at least, we can get the land that we wanted to, and we got a really good price for it. We got the tanks in, and we did all the work, and now is essentially it's just waiting for us to fully finish these panels. Get these panels here, and it should only take about 2 weeks for, once the panels are here, to actually fully finishing the envelope of getting it all bolted together. And that's hopefully with 3 of us. If my father-in-law is here, hopefully he can be here to actually help, because to do this with 2 people is going to be a challenge, and you're going to follow on this journey. This is what this whole journey is about. There's a lot of unknowns. It is a huge journey. It's a huge undertaking that not only myself, my father have taken, but I actually just can't wait. I can't wait for the moment to be standing on top of the deck that we have, and I'll show an image because we got a really, really nice size deck just outside the front of the house. And I can just picture myself and my whole family all celebrating with a bottle of champagne out on the deck once we've got this finished. So follow along for this journey because it's going to be absolutely insane. And please subscribe because you don't want to miss the upcoming video. And on the next video, we will be going to the farm, showing you the whole operation of where everything's built, how it's built, and just showing you the whole factory. I'll see you then.